Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Not nary motherfucker has told us to stop.
I mean, why would they?
So we here.
I can't stop. Like for what?
It's a beautiful thing, man. Welcome back to the BPBC. Swab, what's happening?
Out here living the dream, bro.
Absolutely. Let's get some housekeeping out the way, because this pre-roll is one of the ones.
Yeah, the pre-roll was pristine. I don't know why or who decided to start messing with your camera quality as soon as we started, but we gonna get it together. One of the greatest pre-roll of 2025, just definitely in the top 5.
Yeah, I haven't touched the thing, so hopefully this kind of thins itself out. First and foremost,
yeah,
Serwin Vega Pro Audio, SerwinVega.com. Shouts out Henry. I'm gonna come back to Gary in a second.
What up?
Pro Audio, headphones, Bluetooth audio, motorcycle audio, boat audio. Suave, where we at?
On a boat.
Nautical joints, you know what I'm saying? You out there.
Marine audio.
Yeah, your marine audio. Go to the website. Oh, and of course the PA and car stereo OEM replacements, all that good stuff. Go to the website, put whatever you want in the cart, put BPBC in there for your code, 10% off, straight like that.
Get that money, shouter.
Happy 49th birthday to my guy Gary from Serwin Vega Pro Audio.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. We go way back. True story. My mother and his parents drove to a horse betting track. It's about a 100-mile drive. They drove to a horse betting track and told us to chill at my house. Gary stayed 2 blocks away. So it's to chill at my house. Do not go to Gary's house. Because Gary had all the Nintendo games. He was that guy. He had all the games and like all the extra controllers, all the like the Advantage, the NES Advantage stick. He had that bad boy.
A beautiful life. So
we tried Vita Hermosa coming to that too. We decided that we're smarter than the average bear, and this is back in the 80s where neighborhoods were still cool. Right. The garage was unlocked.
You could actually go outside.
No, you can leave your doors unlocked. I remember leaving one Thanksgiving, leaving luggage and the front door wide open for 4 days and coming back and nothing was gone.
I've never been that bold and daring, but I do remember those times.
Yes. So this was in that era.
Okay.
So we go over to the house, to Gary's house, mind you.
Okay.
And got into the garage. And he had his room was adjacent to this small room that was that connected to the attic for storage. So we climbed, like we opened up the little attic door or whatever, and didn't have a ladder. So pushed him up, you know what I'm saying? And then he went to open up the front door, let me in, open upstairs. We got the games that we needed, and then had to lock the front door. And then we're gonna come back through the garage, and I don't know what the hell we were thinking that for. My dumb ass missed the beam and tried to walk on the drywall.
Oh dear.
Right through the fucking ceiling.
Now, why did you do that?
Apparently I didn't like Gary because he got tore out the frame for that one.
Yeah, like you threw that man in the cross.
He was crying immediately. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. Well, yeah, true story. That happened.
Yeah, you absolutely dropped the ball on that one, my boy.
But
absolutely.
That's my man, though, man. So happy birthday, Gary.
Happy
Vita
birthday.
Hermosa Cigars, VitaHermosaCigars.com is the website. It's a beautiful life. About to take over this North Carolina retail situation here real soon. So November 30th will be at Abbey Cigar Lounge in Knightdale, North Carolina for a cut and light, and also kicking off Alpha Week with the Brothers of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, A-Phi. Yeah, so it is definitely a beautiful life. Come see us and, tell me your pencil pusher. We got you.
Speaking of which, shout out to our 6-man tag team partner who is of the same fraternity that you are.
AKA Mr. What up?
Price just went up. Actual factuals. At Ron Murray Jr. on all social media platforms, so forth and whatnot. Scout Team Sports on YouTube. Go tap in, go subscribe.
Congratulations to him for what?
I mean, ain't y'all celebrating? What did you just say?
It is a celebrate, but you said you're like, he made it. Yeah, that's going to be in a few weeks. But I was thinking that something else didn't happen that I didn't know about.
I mean, man, we out here living life, covering Cowboy games and all this other stuff.
I'm say, Ron active, so.
super active.
Mr. Sideline getting the scoop after the game.
Facts, actual factuals. Our sideline correspondent for the Dallas Cowboys, and that is not conjecture. That's real life.
Like we can stun on you and have him on the show right now, but like he probably working.
That part. Just know he got press credentials, my boy.
Yeah, what up, Ron? You know what I'm saying? I see you. Oh yeah. I'm about to steal your thunder now. tinyurl.com/BPBC merch. I don't know if you can see it, but in honor of War Games, even though that's next week, let me see if y'all can see this. You know what I'm saying?
Fantastic. Or I can just do this. Bam.
There it is. I'm wearing that shirt. Well, one of them. I'm wearing the one on the far left.
And there are more of these. That's just the first 3. There are more of these once you log on to tinyurl.com/BPBC merch.
People are wondering, what does WLFGS stand for? Well, I'm glad you asked, people.
A whole lot of fucking gang shit.
Plain and simple.
In stereo. WYBA.
PAFN.
Yeah, bitch.
Those won't be on shirts.
Yeah, those are if you know, you know.
Yeah, IYKYK. Yeah.
Hey, on the cool, yeah. You just gave me an idea for a shirt, so yeah, those actually might go on some merchandise. Just everybody hold what you got.
And now it's so funny that I'm wearing this shirt and I'm doing it in honor of War Games, but the tribute, the pro wrestling tribute has come under immediate fire for someone who's a purveyor of the culture. Westside Gunn released Heels Have Eyes, which is the name of the Fourth Rope Pro Wrestling. It's the name of their show series. So when they go out and do shows, their shows are Heels Have Eyes.
And this is Heels Have Eyes. This is what, the third tape? Heels Have Eyes 3?
So he just dropped Heels Have Eyes 3 within the last couple of weeks.
Right.
The same week Heels Have Eyes 3 dropped, Monday Night Raw was in Buffalo. And there was a Times Square billboard of Ted DiBiase and Virgil, who have been seminal in the Heels Have Eyes covers. And all it was a cover, but it was a picture of Ted DiBiase and Virgil and with the parental advisory. And it was a grimy picture. So it was art. Like Westside Gunn is a very arty guy. Like if you listen to him, if you listen to interviews, listen to his music, he's very heavily involved in art. Like the Fly God thing is like Ghostface 2.0.
And you can tell from a lot of his partnerships, like with Saucony and just, okay, And on that Heels Have Eyes 3 tape, there is a updated version of the $1 Million belt. That's not just artwork. Fourth Rope absolutely has that belt in real life. And fun fact, the former Enzo Amore, aka Enzo, aka
Real One,
at Real One, if you're going to be following on the gram, is the current holder of said belt. So there are a lot of reasons that tie into this situation, but continue educating the pencil pusher who may not be in the know right now.
At every major pay-per-view, regardless of company,
Facts.
Westside Gunn has been shown with one of his either friends that's in the ring is wrestling or at a main event.
With a ridiculous amount of jewelry on, usually in the first row. He's
actually scaled back, but front row, definitely. In fact, I remember our Monday Night Raw where we saw him, basically the whole front office for front row. Smoke DZA, Westside Gunn, yeeting with the masses.
I want to say, what year is that? Where it's Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam's at 23?
Was that well? There's a few of them, but I think most recently, yes, that was 23. That's you talking about Vegas, right?
It might be. Him and 2 Chainz are ringside for that.
I think that was the one in Vegas with Pat McAfee. Might have been 22.
Could have been one or the other.
Yeah.
When we went to Revolution for my birthday weekend for Sting's retirement, Westside Gunn is front row,
he's there with us.
Spottable from the level we were at, and we had fairly decent seats.
And had just like Suave said, a ridiculous amount of jewelry on.
For a normal human being, that is a ridiculous amount of jewelry.
There's only two people that I know that would have more jewelry on than Westside Gunn. Slick Rick, Ghostface. That's it.
That's about right. Maybe Kevin Gates now.
I haven't seen Gates in a while.
I'll send you something. But yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Those are the people that have the most jewelry, like very Mr. T-ish.
Yes. Yeah.
A whole lot of Mr. T action. And Westside Gunn has appeared in all sorts of promotions as my cohort and Sahab has told you. TNA, they've had a working partnership before, almost to the point that I believe one of the Heels Have Eyes pay-per-views or special events had some cross-pollination with TNA.
It was a TNA pay-per-view that actually had, and I think it was Slammiversary that had cross-pollination because you had come on, help me out. The world champ over there, fourth row, Fatu.
Fatu.
Zilla, thank you. Zilla and Real One were in a tag match with a lookalike, with a Sid Vicious lookalike. At any rate,
but he's all over the wrestling world. He pops up in several different companies. Only thing I haven't seen him do yet is pop up in Mexico, and that's probably that's making a suggestion. Like, he hasn't popped up in Mexico and he hasn't popped up in Japan yet.
But he definitely won't pop up in AAA. And if he does pop up in AAA, like I'm sure Conan to dap him up. I'm saying they're gonna put him out.
And if you people are not aware, the theme music for the Hurt Business or the Hurt Syndicate,
Smoke DZA and Westside Gunn.
So he is very much intertwined into the fabric of modern professional wrestling and its ongoing relationship, aka situationship, with professional wrestling.
Isn't he on the remix for Swerve's?
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, because that's
Bun is on that remix.
Bun is on the remix. I think Westside Gunn is on it too.
That makes sense.
Yeah. At any rate, back to the Heels Have Eyes, the mix or the album series, because it's not really mixtape, they're albums. After the third one was released, Monday Night Raw, Buffalo, he gets kicked out 3 minutes into the show.
For an undisclosed reason that no one has said anything about yet.
Escorted from the building. Now, we've talked about the cost of these shows over the past few episodes and how completely family friendly they are not. WWE doesn't give a damn about your wallet. They just figure that you got it, you're going to spend it, and keep coming. And Westside Gunn is built from that cloth where, like, I love it, and I'm going to support it, and I'm going to be there. And all he wanted to do was, he just wanted to go watch some wrestling, and the way that he knows how.
Right.
And he was escorted from the building. Now, we later learned that there may have been some litigation related to a cease and desist because of the artwork that was being used on these albums.
Again, that's still not a reason to eject me from a venue that I paid to get into and that I have bought tickets for. Like, let's just keep it G. If you plan on doing something in terms of copyright and all that, typically those things are handled, in the courts, or they're handled via paperwork between lawyers. That's not necessarily an offense to where I'm not going to allow you to spend money, because, again, money don't give a damn who spend it.
That part. And he also replaced the covers with from Ted DiBiase to Fourth Rope wrestler Josh Jacobs.
Okay. And then per Westside Gunn's official social media outlets, he has said that WWE had threatened him at one point to basically demolish his catalog by removing all references and usage of IP. So very much so, where like there are song titles that reference professional wrestlers. There are audio clips between songs,
like
just random bars.
Hall and Nash comes to mind because that's when they first signed that deal with Shady, and he and Conway did a song together called Hall and Nash, produced by Alchemist.
So yeah, this goes back quite some time.
Yeah, that was what, 10 years ago.
Yeah, if you know when they were dealing with Shady, that's at least a hot 10 piece. Might be 15 at this point.
Nah, we're definitely not 15. Because they were Griselda just grinding then, and that's the stuff that got them to notice too Shady. But I think the actual deal happened around 2014.
When that last Shady compilation come out,
bro, you don't give me the line. But it was definitely later than 2010. I can tell you that.
I'm looking it up now. Keep going.
Yeah, while you looking that up, I'm reading this directly from Westside Gunn's Instagram page.
Okay.
For years, I mean, nobody with 2 feet spent the amount of money I have supporting and pushing a brand I love since I could remember. I sat front row at every big show, literally. All the good times it brought to my life, to the point when I started making music, I incorporated it in everything like Wu-Tang did karate. I made people who hated the product watch it again. I made it look cool. When at the time people thought it was nerdy, I watched the same company sit countless of people next to me who's not even fans for real and act like I didn't exist. I was threatened to take everything out of my music, which I only did to pay homage, or my whole catalog would be demolished. And everybody who knows how hard I work coming out from Buffalo, for me to get that threat for just supporting and being a real fan hurted me. But I stayed quiet. Still like a crazy man, sat front row because I love the culture. I even went viral spending $50K on sweets. On my soul, I've only been respectful. I've tried to have conversations with one individual because he's causing all the unnecessary cases. And to be honest, he hates seeing a young black successful entrepreneur that could afford those seats and have to watch the chains dance across the screen to the point of Monday Night Raw starts at 8 p.m. I was kicked out by 8:03 after spending $5,000 or for a seat plus travel, hotel in my own city for absolutely nothing. No lie. The kid in me heart broke that day. I put the billboard up, that $1 Million Man billboard, of which he loves, and I wanted to push him to the culture and because he deserves it and to show Virgil love for the culture. And I get a letter saying, so I said, you know what? I'm showing love only to the people that show love to me from now on. So you don't have to worry about me pushing that product over there again. And it's sad because I still love them, but I have my own company, Fourth Rope. And yeah, we're the underdogs, but we love this shit. It's not about the money. We're going to keep pushing the culture. And I'm honored to have Josh Bishop 187 on the trilogy cover because he deserves it for believing in me from day one as my first official wrestler.
So
that's business to stand on right there. When you go back and get your day one who supported you more than anybody else while you over supporting somebody else, man.
Facts. And I understand 100% Westside's approach because, I mean, let's keep it real. It's something I've done, and until I get a cease and desist, it's something I'm probably going to continue to do because you don't tell me what to do, bitch. Secondly, so the fact that all of that detail was laid out in that post that way, saying that someone in particular does not like him because of several factors.
The chain danced across the screen, bruh.
One. So you hate me because I'm getting money, and you don't like my melanated nature. That's what I took from that. So now that begs the question: who in the fold of Stanford's standards and practices wields that type of power, but also would have that type of discernment about who to kick out when you just did Madison Square Garden a couple of days ago and you tried to pimp rappers and athletes throughout the entire broadcast?
Suave, I was just about to say that. You had a failed attempt to bring a rapper in who was early mid-30s, right?
Yeah.
Westside Gunn is probably 10 years removed, or no, I'll do you one better. Westside Gunn is around the same age as the top tier of your roster.
40s, so 40 plus, 45.
The Randy Ortons, the Roman Reigns. This is your tribal chief. This is your daily acknowledgement for the tribal chief.
Indeed.
The Usos, Kofi Kingston,
Ganger, don't bang.
Xavier Woods, hell, Cody. Like they're all within 7-8 years. They're all within the same range, give or take, as Westside Gunn, and probably with Westside Gunn plus or minus 4.
The densest part of your roster is millennial. Peak millennial.
If they don't rock with Westside Gunn, it's their own fault. Like they're trying to be people that they're not. They don't rock with Westside Gunn if they're in that age, especially with what he means to the pro wrestling culture.
But this from a company who was that earlier this year or late last year tried to pimp Cody's relationship with Georgia and go do a whole pay-per-view in Atlanta.
That was in July.
Bringing Metro in like
that was last October.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Bad Blood last October. They did that, had Metro booming and all of the and this is like, is this during the okay, last July? You already told me. So it was during the Kendrick Lamar Drake beat.
Metro booming. Killer Mike, 2 Chainz, Yachty, who was also Madison Square Garden.
Facts.
Future.
Was Future?
Was he? I think.
No. That's that list we made of people who should have been there.
Who should have been there? Okay.
Who should have been involved? Like Future should have been involved. Lil Jon should have been there in some capacity.
But it was a who's who
of
ATLians,
ATL and hip hop, to the point that you turn around, came back through. So last October was when they did that. Then you come back this July
for the women for the Revolution.
Right, and tried to pimp the same situation.
Evolution, rather.
And that's what we had that conversation. Like, why did you go somewhere the same weekend as Beyonce having a concert and literally think that you're going to compete with her with an all women's event?
And had the nerve to pass it off like you did not know.
You didn't get it.
You bitch you.
So that makes me like, that's just weird to me. Like, that's weird energy. It's too many people operating that don't have a real understanding of the demographic you're trying to tap into. And that's, I mean, God forbid you actually have heard that here before. But it begs the question, who is it that is in that level of power that can make a call like that, that has this disdain for one rapper in particular when you're at the same time attempting to grift from the hip hop culture without feeding back into it? At what point do you think it's okay to grift from hip hop and not feed back into it in any form other than, trying to pull money from it? The whole thing with Travis Scott, which is pretty much going to be the most lauded and jaded memory of 2025 wrestling wise.
You keep going away and you'll always come back.
And the more we figure out, the more we listen, the more we pay attention, the less I actually blame Travis Scott for what happened. Because the people in charge didn't do enough in charge shit before you sent Travis Scott out there to do what you did.
That chicken should have never left the coop. Period.
Travis Scott can't do anything on WWE television that he is not greenlit to do, because why? There is a chief content officer who is responsible for everything you see. So everything you see went through a vetting process by the time it gets to your eyes.
Wait, not just everything you see, everyone you see with everything you see too. Everyone.
Everything, everyone. So we know The Rock is not one of those people. We know he's not. Let's just keep it G. The Rock ain't getting nobody tossed out for wearing jewelry and basically having a diverse wrestling portfolio.
And moreover, he wasn't even there.
But I'm trying to eliminate suspects.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't there. He was not at the scene of the crime.
The Davey Boy Smith line. I don't know. I wasn't even there. So, okay, that's one suspect down. I don't think Ari Emanuel is in the business of turning down publicity regardless who it's from. So that's two. Nick Khan.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to allow your friendship with The Rock to make me take you off the list of potential suspects. You've told the line a little bit too much about this whole price hike culture for me to think that you're just above pulling that card. So there's one.
I hear you.
Okay.
That is the exact reason why I don't put him in the lineup window.
Why?
Because Westside Gunn dropped out when nobody else would for that ticket or them tickets. So you get a pass because you play by a different set of rules.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it ain't like they refunded his money. They didn't give him the 5 bands he spent back.
Let me ask you a better question.
Okay.
To help drill this down. Who has enough vested interest in what happens in New York City?
New York City?
Get a rope. To care enough about an image that was over 30 years old from the same company that you work for, to pay attention to the person who the image belongs to and take umbrance with him being in the building. Now, I know that's a lot to digest.
It is, but I'm with you. I'm just like...
But yeah, who of the people that you named and those that you have not,
right?
Who is that damn petty, or who is that learned in the entire situation that says, "Oh, that's he got to go," because that's exactly how it went down. Oh, that's it. Yeah, he got to go.
When you said petty, shout out to the Petty Messiah. It rang bells for me because now it makes me feel like Westside Gunn may be the casualty of war in a bigger attempt to be petty. Because we have mentioned Westside Gunn's affiliation with different promotions across wrestling,
including his own.
Including his own.
Forget that.
and also including direct interaction with the competition, with who is seen now as public enemy number one within Stanford. Who's public enemy number one within Stanford? Put it this way. Okay. I was going wax poetically and find some cool way to say it. But yes, AEW is public enemy number one in Stanford.
But Fourth Rope is actually had a show in the last 2 months with Bedfellow number one. TNA.
This is true, but at the same time, we know that. But if you're dealing with the type of people that we know we're dealing with in Stanford, some of those dots don't connect until someone brings it to their attention. Someone has to say, oh, this is the same guy. This guy who was at this event and did this, but is also at these people's events and also has music that is played on those events, is now front row at our event. And now we look at it like, oh, you're just trying to grift our viewership, versus the thought that Westside Gunn, in his unique way and his position, is actually adding to your viewership. Because the demographic that he occupies is very much in the cross section of who we do this show for. Hip-hop, pro wrestling. So
we've been doing this show since March of 2018.
Right.
Every time Westside Gunn shows up on the screen, what do?
Identify him as being on the screen.
And we usually do it in code. We usually say doot sighting or doot. Yeah. And sometimes he might be incognito, and we'd be like, "Is that Westside Gunn?" And sure enough, it would be.
He is rarely incognito. It might be a scaled back level of jewelry on.
Yeah, and which makes it, for me, considering that we're talking solid Cuban links, solid herringbones, solid ropes. And not the donkey chains from like the 80s. We're talking like solid, actual solid rope, like 2-inch thick ropes.
So it's like there's the jewelry you wear to go to the grocery store, and then there's the jewelry you put on for a festival.
He's wearing festival jewelry at a wrestling event.
Facts.
Like it's a day that ends in Y.
So again, we look at this list of people and it points in a certain direction. It's just, if you watch Netflix's Unreal series, you do realize that there are a lot of things about the culture, or just about pop culture in general, that evade that particular creative nucleus unless someone tells them directly. Which makes me feel like Westside Gunn has been able to operate under the radar for the most part when it comes to someone pointing out who he is and who was your daddy and what does he do. Kindergarten Cop, for those of you who are of age. So,
who was your daddy and what does he do?
Who was your daddy? What does he do?
Yo, so sidebar. Sidebar. Where you mentioned Arnold. Tell me why they redid the Running Man. They redid and re-released Running Man, and it's like one of the worst movies in the theaters right now. But continue.
I never
stop redoing stuff.
Leave stuff alone.
Rich, you can't top Richard Dawson. Sorry, there's nobody out there that can top. Richard Dawson was the first host of Family Feud and was cussing up a storm in Running Man, and there was no person better for that during Arnold's run for that particular. I'm sorry.
Caused more Family Feuds than Richard Dawson. And the survey said, "You did." You see,
look at you.
It's too easy. So, looking at that potential list of suspects, there are a couple that stand out because of what we just said about levels of petty. And we do know that for the most part of 2025, there has been an active objective to rub and snuff out public enemy number one. That being AEW. So the same individual who was responsible for that narrative and those directives likely would be within the know of who is responsible for phasing Westside Gunn's fandom out. I'm going to let y'all do with that what you will. We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against Jacksonville. So, yeah. It's an unfortunate situation. It's garbage, par for the course, especially for 2025 for that company.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. I mean, it's one of those situations where I could very much see hip hop getting to a point where they say, you know what, we're gonna stand in solidarity with Westside Gunn, and we're not gonna allow you to keep siphoning from the culture without us being, taken care of. But I also know how, rap industry stuff works. So I can very much see nobody doing that.
Yeah.
So if at any point Westside Gunn wants to come politic and tell his side of the story, or just, engage in wrestling banter, period, the door is open here.
I would love to talk more about fourth rope and less about about litigation.
Absolutely. Like after this, I don't plan to talk about it anymore unless there actually is litigation.
Especially considering that, I was vehemently rocking Westside Gunn music in 2012, 2013. My whole Sirius XM run was Westside Gunn almost weekly.
Bing bong. Do 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 do.
Boom boom boom.
Boom. So and here's the other part when you're dealing with copyright stuff, just in case anybody wants to get a wild hair up their ass about the original cover for Heels Have Eyes 3 or any of the other ones. If so happens there is a photograph used that was taken by a photographer that is either there of their own volition or not, just in a situation where they are not contracted by WWE, the photos that they take are their property, regardless of who it's of.
So that begs the question, was the photos that were used taken by a photographer, or were they snapped from
or is it a World Wrestling Federation employee who took those photos? And if so,
or was it a screenshot a screen grab that was turned into art?
Now, if it's a screen grab turned into art, WWE absolutely, that's what that is. If it's a WWE contracted employee, then you would have to license said photo to use, which means whatever the fee is, you got to drop out for that. If it's an independent photo taken from air quotes an independent contractor, we already know how messed up that term is when it comes to wrestling in general.
Bro, we got a story about that too.
But if there's a independent contractor who just took a photo, as long as you pay for the licensing from that photographer, what you do with the photo next is completely up to you. Period.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only person who has to be satisfied in terms of what you take that photo and then go do. Now, and the rest of the conversation and how you manipulate said photo, that depends on where you are and where the paperwork gets filed in terms of any type of litigation. But fun facts. Long story short, we stand with Westside Gunn on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoever's in the front office of Stanford that is doing this, like, you absolutely have to take your hands off anything culture related, because you are compounding fan base alienation, which you guys happen to be doing at a rapid rate right now. You've alienated the family aspect by charging ridiculous prices for seats. You've alienated your original fan base with some of your booking decisions and the prices of said seats. Your streaming partner choices and the diversity of your streaming partner portfolio has further alienated your original intended fan base. I don't know how you intend to fill up an arena of 14 to 16,000 or a stadium of 40,000 plus with just tastemakers who got money like that,
or being comp tickets
into perpetuity. Like at some point, it's going to backfire against itself.
You can't have 10,000 seat fillers.
Can't.
You just can't.
I mean, you can, but nobody's going to be able to hold that water. They're going to tell it. They just are.
They tell enough as it is right now.
Factual. Ain't nobody keep their mouth closed by nothing. Everybody wants to be the first one to break the story.
And somebody's giving it up too.
Like prom night.
Bruh.
But we digress.
Get well wishes go out to 1/3 of the Cocoa Butter Combat Club, Bianca Belair.
Facts. Come on, let's talk about something that, let's talk about something melanated in a positive light.
Man, I mean, I wish this were positive, man, but
Westside Gunn could have done some interest music for you know what? Don't worry about it. Because they ain't finna get out there like that.
Hey, lots of contracts coming up too on that side from the music licensing front too. So yeah, Westside Gunn could have struck a deal. However,
meanwhile,
Bianca Belair was injured. I believe it was in WrestleMania when Rhea Ripley landed on her hand awkwardly.
Yes,
and she, for lack of better terminology, I'm just going to say she busted a knuckle.
Basically. So from the mid knuckle to the end of the finger, it looks like you took a lollipop and turned it upside down.
And bro, let me tell you,
her middle knuckle looks like a blow pop.
It's like this right here is,
for those of you watching.
Yeah, it's about the size of a dime in circumference and about as round as a gumball. And imagine that inside of like the middle of your finger.
Right. So the idea was first to try to avoid surgery, hoping that you could rehab and recoup this on its own. It would heal. You could come back. It's not just a broken finger. It is not anything nearly that pedestrian. It has a lot of different levels to it. And for someone who literally has to use both hands at full strength for everything about their job.
Everything.
That's a serious piece of business. I have not gotten an update about whether or not they're going to go ahead and go the surgery route. And even then, the surgery route, then that takes you even further out in terms of, the healing window, how long before she can start training, and what even she's allowed to do before she can start training or lifting weights.
Here's a question that I have, because I would say I'm playing advocate here, but I'm kind of not really, because this story just came out, was on 106 in Sports on BET 2 weeks ago or last week,
something to that effect.
So the question I have is, she's been gone really since the Evolution pay-per-view or PLE, where she guest refereed Naomi versus Jade.
Okay.
And really, I guess that's all she could do was guest referee. This is 3 months removed from Mania. So it's been 4 months since we've seen that. If this surgery puts her back 8 months to a year, would it have been wise to take the surgery? Or is it a possibility that she told the story, lived the injury, and is healed up enough to possibly be a saving grace for this shit show that is the Women's War Games match?
In a situation where, of course, nature of the business is to always be working, yeah, we always kind of keep that as a potential. Like even with the Westside Gunn thing, until you read the statement he put on social media, I was like, you know what? There's part of me that says this will be really dope album promotion. And on some joint venture PR type thing, this would actually be a good look until you read the statement. But like we say, in a situation where the nature of the business is to be always working, yes, that is possible. Also, there's the thing with athletes, especially, Bianca is a real athlete.
Boy.
In real life. And with most real athletes, if you can avoid someone cutting on you, you do that.
At all costs.
At all costs. You just, because you're not the same. Now, sometimes you can get better from being cut on. But again, that's a phobia.
It's everything is a snowflake theory. That's a theory of 1%.
You see what I'm saying?
There's only certain DNA. Like, we got a conversation coming up the next couple of weeks about John Cena. They showed, and we forgot about this one. They showed when he got injured and tore his labrum off the bone, and it was a 12-month recovery. He came back in 4,
which was wild.
Like that wasn't the only injury he had in his career
where he came back way earlier than expected. Man,
like that dude is that's the DNA we're talking about. It's a genetic freak. Like
it was all during that same window where Adrian Peterson had torn his ACL, but gone overseas to have his surgery to repair it. And because of the way they repaired it versus what he would have received domestically, his recovery time was, I don't want to quite say cut in half.
Right. I was about to say cut in half, but it definitely wasn't. It wasn't 75 to 90, 75 to 100% of what it should have been.
The injury for him happened like mid to late season. He was able to start the next season.
Yep, game 1.
Where by comparison, you have Trayvon Diggs of the Dallas Cowboys, who hurt himself probably about a year ago, or probably close to a year ago now.
Yeah, I think it was like week 8, like right before the bye week.
Something like that. And he started the season, but obviously those who watch football and just know he was not at 100%.
Yeah, not the same.
To which he played his first 4 games, had some type of incident that hasn't been spoken about, and now he has not played since, to the point where it's possible you may not see him again this year. They may shut him down. So, and that's with a domestic surgery. So there are a lot of things that happen once you go under the knife as an athlete. Things change. Sometimes you have a A1 top shelf surgeon and you're able to maintain what you were, possibly even get better. Sometimes you can get better and be tenfold up. Sometimes the surgery combined with your mental state makes it to where you never push that particular body part in the same way ever again just because of phobia.
That's me. I went under the knife for the first time at the age of 39, and I was never a star athlete, but I did athletic things. Like I was active,
right? And
that literally, it didn't turn on the red light. It took me off the highway. It was a nice tall glass of set your ass down.
And again, the older you get, the more sit your ass down comes with post-surgery life. So
absolutely,
these are all things to keep in mind when you're trying to gauge what's best for someone else, which is already a fool's game. You in no way should you be on the internet trying to decide for Bianca Belair what she should have done or what she should be doing now. That's not your call to make.
As a fan, you should hope that she is well enough to where she can interject herself next week on Monday Night Raw for the go home show and be the 5th member of the Women's War Games team.
You should feel thankful. You should be thankful if you get her for the Royal Rumble. In reality, you should absolutely be thankful if you are able to get her for the Royal Rumble and or the road to WrestleMania.
I would love to see her on commentary, if nothing else, for women's matches.
See, that's the type of stuff we would come up with that actually makes sense. Whereas
God forbid it makes sense.
God forbid it makes sense. But now we're living in this King of Pop era where it's like you hold a return until the most opportune time to cash out on it, because everything is a money grab from this point on. Let's just call it what it is. Everything that happens as a result of Stanford planning is a money grab.
Oh, you want to talk about a segue?
Hey,
First of all,
I've been doing this for a while.
get well soon, Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
You told me TKO is trying to do live betting during UFC pay-per-views.
So as we do know and understand, TKO is the parent company of both WWE and UFC. So there is a new partnership, which I believe is with Polygram, a betting site that essentially, it's just like Prize Picks or FanDuel or DraftKings, Pick Six, any of those that aren't paying us worth a damn. So actually on the audio version of this, we need to cut all that shit out. Yeah, they ain't paid us a damn thing.
We are reporting, so it's okay.
Cut the check, you bastards. So yeah, they have entered into this situation to basically take bets on UFC prop bets.
Polymarket,
that's what it is.
Yes.
I'm Polygram. That's hilarious. So
oh wait, whoa.
Polydent. What you got?
Okay. It's a deal between Polymarket and TKO, multi-year deal.
Okay.
And it's also to integrate the live betting for not just UFC, but also the upstart Zuffa Boxing, which is a new boxing authority that is coming out of Saudi Arabia. Which, if you remember the name Zuffa was also the original company that bought or that UFC sold to TKO.
So you do realize with that partnership, and it's in conjunction with boxing that takes place in Saudi Arabia, the same betting laws that reign here domestically do not apply there.
And Ari Emanuel is the executive chair and CEO of TKO. If you did not know this, and he says, "Is a direct quote: integrating Polymarket with UFC and Zuffa Boxing live experience will help fans interact with these events in real time, transforming passive viewership into active participation." The deal follows Polymarket's recent partnerships in the world of sports, including collaborations with NHL and Prize Picks.
Sports.
So there you go.
Which brings me to this next question. How long before Polydent or Polygraph or Polygram or poly relationship?
Polyamory.
There you go. How long before WWE is a part of this Ponzi scheme, this poly scheme? Ha ha.
Poly won the cracker. We were working towards that. I remember right after the pandemic when we were back inside. Well, back right after the pandemic, there was a story that broke that the former chairman and CEO of WWE prior to TKO was trying to incorporate betting lines in Vegas, to which you and I went nuts talking about how wild that one was, because if you and I prop betted that the match was going to end on a DQ, if you and I prop betted that we're going to get 5 F5s from Brock Lesnar and 15 suplexes on the show, if someone is watching that prop bet backstage on a scripted program,
there's nothing to say that you can't bet as the house and take everybody's money.
What's the rule? Well, that's number one. What's the rule about the house?
The house always wins.
Betting with what money?
Yours.
House.
Oh, betting with house money? Oh, yeah, that part. But
betting with house money.
The house is going to always win. And what do they always win? Your money.
Your money. And just remember, anytime you see a parking lot being built, that parking lot is being built off of your tears at a casino.
That part. So
every time.
So you mean to tell me that the parent company for the actual event has a in-bed partnership with a betting platform that is not regulated by U.S. soil, that also encompasses a federation that executes in Saudi Arabia.
Let me just do some knowledge here, because I do remember the Zuffa Boxing announcement came from Saudi Arabia. But just so you can understand where I'm coming from here.
Okay.
Zuffa Boxing is a professional boxing promotion company founded by Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh in June of 2025.
So UFC is already directly in bed with this boxing promotion because of who? Dana White. Keep going.
And Turki Al-Sheikh, which is a joint venture between TKO Holdings and Sela, a Saudi entertainment company. Let me
You can't make this shit up.
When you are backstage at WWE,
you can't write this.
And you've seen Unreal, you've seen how the production works. Mm-hmm. There are headsets abound for everybody that you see on camera. Mm-hmm. Even those you don't see on camera, there are headsets involved. So
if you're working production, you are either wearing an earpiece or within earshot of someone else wearing an earpiece.
If Brock Lesnar decides to accidentally overcount or undercount his suplexes and go to 15, and that prop bet is there is nothing that says that I can't call in to the referee and say, tell Brock one more for good measure. And there goes my prop bet. Gone.
There's that part. Here's the other part that I find way more interesting. Imagine you're someone on an expiring contract.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'll take it a step further. Imagine you're Killer Cross. And there's a prop bet that directly, it has something to do with you. It's a certain move you got to hit during this match. Because these prop bets are going to get ridiculous. Because that's what prop bets are. Ridiculous bets. You're just trying to get lucky. And you put enough of them together, you can cash out. Let's say there's 3 prop bets for his match. All of which he
a trifecta, if you will.
A hat trick. And he is able to literally directly affect whether or not these happen. So it's not him taking bumps or it could be. How many bumps is he going to take in this match?
That's a prop bet.
Yeah, how many bumps will he take during the match? Will he hit said signature move, whatever name you're going to use for the signature move?
How many times will he die from the top rope?
Yes. Boom. That's perfect. He knows what he can see what the prop bets are, or his wife can see what the prop bets are.
They don't even need to see it. There is a person in the middle of the match who can call it.
No. I'm with you on that. I'm saying this is what I'm trying to do because I'm trying to fuck shit up.
Keep going.
So the prop bet is what it is, and let's say Scarlett can see it. So she can bet the house on whether or not these prop bets are going to cash out. So let's say it's like it's a 6-figure amount. You're going to bet 6 figures that he can hit these 3. What's to stop the talent from taking matters into their own hands and just saying, okay, fire me. I made $16 million off this.
Literally the NBA.
Worse than the NBA, because we know this is scripted. Boy, y'all out here playing.
It's a dangerous game, bro.
Y'all are playing reindeer games with people's money.
Yeah. I would never in my life bet on pro wrestling. I don't care how much free money you get on the app when you first start off. I would never.
And you've seen our shooting percentage when it comes to who ain't gonna win.
We up there. We are well above 50%.
I would say we're way above 67%. Like we got to be 70 plus.
I only remember like one show where we were completely lost it.
Now,
pandemic.
We're probably hovering around 50-55% for AEW just because of their booking style.
Oh boy.
But for WWE, easily 75+% correct. I would never bet real money. Why? No. Why would you do that? Why would you put real money on that? And yes, we've seen where, DraftKings will have a prop bet line and it'll be something cute. It's like, will these things happen? And you're kind of entered to win like either credits or merchandise, or it's nobody's betting their house on this, which at some point, some people are going to have to start gambling in order to afford these seats. You know how much the most expensive seat for WrestleMania 42 is?
For 42?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess, because of the packages, I'm going to guess 52,000.
You're actually over the last one I saw. I saw one that was that was published as the most expensive seat, and it's like first 2 rows, you get an in-ring photo, you get the entrance down the ramp with the photo op.
You get the chair, of course.
I believe you get the chair.
Everybody gets the chair in the first 2 rows. Period.
I mean, you would think, but I mean, times are different. They may be like, nah, you got to buy that chair on top of this seat. I'd set the seat on fire until you get it out the mud. But, if we keep it in G, and then there's like a 5-day WWE The World VIP Fast Pass. So if you've ever seen
42, 42 is coming up. But I'm thinking, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's this one coming up. It's $37.5. One seat, $37.5. And if you've ever seen that episode of Blackish where they go to Disney World and they have the Fast Pass, that's what you're doing at WWE The World.
Hey, between me and you, that's a brick.
Look, I have no clue what you're talking about.
And neither do I, apparently.
Shout out to Acme.
Jersey, what up? Hey, so while we're talking about money.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
2 weeks ago, the former Ridge Holland, aka Luke Mincy's government name, we thought, because we had our own conversation, we thought that he launched a GoFundMe because he was released while recovering from injury.
We thought.
And apparently somebody set up, he won't say who it was, because, snitches get stitches, but he didn't say who it was. But
he wouldn't out. It is a family member that he would not out.
Yeah, there you go. And he said this. He said, I want to clarify that I was not aware that the page was going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. I've since requested that no further donations be accepted and that this change could take effect within the next 24 hours. Once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I will be donating a set amount to charity. I sincerely apologize if the page caused any upset or offense. That was not the intention. Thank you for understanding and kindness. Now,
so rather than refund everyone's money, we're doing what?
No. He's going to refund the money. He has to figure out how to get the money back to the people, and then he's going to donate that amount to charity. Stand up shit.
In theory.
I mean, stranger things have happened, but
and the reason I say in theory is because these are electronic transfers, and it takes X number of time to export that money into an account.
Number one. Number two, when you go crowdsourcing with people like GoFundMe, chances like the way it's set up is if you have a threshold, once you hit that threshold, that money becomes yours minus whatever the fees are.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, how is it that you can't just hit reverse on it? Like hit Uno reverse and just give everybody they shit back?
Now, here the question that I had, and that you and I talked about was about financial literacy.
Right.
we saw plenty of instances where talent has gone from NXT to main to leaving, going to other companies, coming back. We've seen all types of scenarios as it relates to the money, but people are like, there was somebody recently who got released and talking about how much money they make, and they talk about how they have to cover travel, they have to cover like rental cars, hotels, food. You have to, and still have a place to stay. Like you still have rent that you have to pay, right?
Right. Rent you pay, plus the hotel rooms as you travel, rental cars, food,
and most importantly, I mean, naturally you have to eat, but most importantly, before you can do any of this stuff, you need to have your taxes in order, because it's a 1099. You're an independent contractor, so you're getting all of the money that's in your contract up front, and you're responsible for covering the taxes. It's not like you're getting a payroll check. Like you just getting money dumped into your account. You better have a good accountant, or you better be the good accountant yourself.
Right. So there's an additional fee to have proper money management on your behalf. So it is not a cheap endeavor. It's not it's not
for the weak
at all.
And so I was thinking that there has to be some type of, like, why would you go and spend that much money knowing that you have a wife and kids at home, and you're living in Florida where there's no state income taxes, which is why most athletes stayed in Florida, Texas, or Nevada anyways, because there's no state income taxes. And it makes sense because you're in a certain tax bracket anyway. The more money you can save, the more money you want to keep. But then I started looking at some of these top donations. I'm going to read you off some names because that was the story beyond the GoFundMe. Oh my goodness! As I'm watching the AEW.
And before you do that, it was Gigi Dolan.
Right, there you go.
Said, some female wrestlers that in NXT earn as little as $30K a year.
Now,
so you're taking $30K a year and trying to stretch it for the year as you travel. Now, thankfully for NXT talent, they're pretty stationary, so they're not doing the 200-300 days a year they used to be done, and nobody's really doing that many dates.
No. I mean, AEW was built on the idea that you're going to be traveling less and making the same amount of money as you would in the E.
And then even in the E, they're not traveling with that late 80s, early 90s schedule either. They're not doing 310 days a year.
Yeah, you're not getting domestic house shows. You're getting house shows when you travel for tours.
And TKO is phasing a lot of the house show stuff out domestically anyway. So if you're not working television or a special event or a PLE, then there's that.
So here's some of the names that donated. Raj Desi, better known as Jinder Mahal, $1,000.
Cannot hinder gender.
Nick Massey, better known as Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks, $1,000.
Okay.
Kyle Fletcher, $1,000.
But they getting it in Jacksonville, ain't it?
Here are two standouts. Chelsea Green and Omos.
Okay.
Both of them did 1,000. Both of them did 1,000 monthly. Now,
first of all, good on them for holding it down for the fraternity.
Number one.
That's real ones taking care of real ones. Like, we do this job, so we know what it's like. Yeah, I don't even remember what else I was going to add to that. Good on them for seeding into the team.
What in the hell? So we as we're watching AEW, and there's a crash and burn match happening right now.
You must have started from the beginning.
No. This is Collision. It's Okada's taking on Mascaro Dorado. And it is a train wreck.
Everybody relax.
I'm trying to. I can't find. I gotta find this remote. I guess I'll run it back on the app. I'm not telling you which one, but
Yeah, they ain't paid us either.
Yeah.
Okay, I just turned it on live, so yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this match from the beginning because it's bad, bro.
Hey, just everybody relax.
Yeah,
we did a lot of good for AEW on episode 263. We've rebuilt this, so.
Oh no, but Dynamite was amazing. This particular match is, and I'm not saying the match is bad. Like Mascara Dorada is in a bad way.
I mean, it's probably there's probably some communication issues.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
Beautiful drop kick by Okada though.
That's nice. Yeah. That's almost Bob Holly-esque.
There's a name you ain't heard in a while,
and you won't hear for as much longer. But yeah, so good thing. Good. Shouts out to Ridge Holland, man. We're glad you have it together because we're kind of worried about you for a minute there. But Stone Cold Steve Austin is telling young Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
But we're not going to keep doing this because it'll go all night long.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? Stone Cold Steve Austin. What?
You don't have what it takes anymore. 316.
Hey, look, I don't need any more cease and desist sent to me.
Damn it.
Than what I already got going on. So everybody just relax. Just know, Suave Burgundy when you get on these streaming platforms.
Yeah, man. So and speaking of Suave Burgundy Danger One got something coming for y'all for the streaming platforms real soon.
Shit.
Man, say
it's gonna be a good time.
It is. And it's Suave Soberfest. It's a celebrate.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. And since we talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin, Suave 316. Shout out to CG of Manipulative Music because why not?
My guy.
Why would you not?
Stone Cold Steve Austin is telling wrestlers that it's time for them to start planning their exit strategy. I find it very ironic that this story hits not even like this was on a major news site that I saw this on. It wasn't even like a wrestling site.
Okay.
And it's basically it's not even clickbait, and he's telling the truth. He's basically saying that you need to prepare for life outside of wrestling, like because he said the first thing he did was did a bunch of hunting, did a bunch of fishing, did a bunch of drinking beer, and and at least for him, he had a brand to where he could do all three of those things on television. Yeah, on television, yeah,
and still get paid for it.
Yeah. So not everybody else is going to be as fortunate, and some people have figured it out, and Mandy Sachs, good on you for figuring out that you can make more money not taking bumps in the ring than you can showing off your body. And if you're comfortable with doing that and people are comfortable with paying it, hey, I'm who am I to judge?
There's no travel schedule, and all of your expenses are in-house, literally.
Even if there is a travel schedule, you're covered.
It's at your leisure.
Yeah, so that's not saying that's the only way for people to go out and have their stuff together, but
it is a way.
It is a way. Britt Baker, her exit strategy is what she's actually doing while she's not wrestling. She's fixing mouths.
I'm a dentist, bitch.
Doctor of medical dentistry.
Hey, look, that's the shirt. That's the shirt for Britt Baker. I'm a dentist, bitch. Hey, Britt, all I'm saying, we should do a collab. We should do a collab capsule.
Xavier Woods has a PhD. If worse comes to worse, he can go teach.
Everybody chill. Because the way that rolled off at first, I was like, wait a minute, we were just talking about OnlyFans.
Oh no, bro, no, no.
Shout out to the Divas title.
No, Suave, nope, nope.
Listen, I'm just, hey, there's some viewership out here that might have drawn the wrong conclusion. I just want to make sure we clarify on our side so that we're not held liable.
So what give me a maxi single, Suave, of good things that a professional wrestler without a college education can do post wrestling.
Security.
Really? Would you?
Would you not let Samoa Joe be security for you?
Would Samoa Joe want to be security is the question.
If you could pay him, would he not? Would Omos not take, $1,500 a day?
Is
just,
it
just
is
to
it worth
look
it?
imposing.
Is it worth it to Omos to be tested? Because you know there's always one, bro. There's always one.
Who would really be out of their damn mind enough to test him? That just looks like a bad decision, even if you ain't got all your screws.
I don't even want him to tell me that it's a bad decision because that's going to sound bad. Like that's going to sound like him telling me that's a bad decision is going to make it sound worse than what it actually is, and it probably would be.
And then essentially, if I'm security, you've given me a green light to neutralize anything I consider to be a threat. So if you start sizing me up as though you're going to try me, I'm going to neutralize the threat and just stand on the fact that I'm security. Which means I can bomb first. Shout out to Tupac.
I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robberies. Yes, that's the second Wu-Tang reference to this show.
Because Wu-Tang is for the children.
Wu-Tang is forever. And it's Wu-Tang Wednesday. Let's see here. AEW. What's this next show? Full Gear.
So that's one occupation. Did we need more? Security's good.
Yeah, security is good. Give me two more. As we say, we need a maxi single. Give me two more.
Two more occupations for a professional wrestler without a college education.
Yes.
Weatherman.
Meteorology requires that.
Have you seen the news in a certain places?
Oh, bro, I've seen the news here.
Whatever you put on the teleprompter, Burgundy will read. So if you're going to be on, you can be on-air talent. You can essentially be on-air talent, and someone else with the degree can do all the work.
Yikes!
How many times do we see that? Like you and I both have worked in the production of television and or radio and or otherwise situations. We know how this stuff works. Everybody who's on TV saying the words doesn't always have all the knowledge that comes with it. They're being fed lines. So okay, if I'm not gonna say weatherman, say sportscaster. Because Shawn Michaels did it, Kurt Angle tried it for a while. It's happened more times than you're probably.
I'll take sportscaster over weatherman. Okay,
cool. News affiliate. Let's call either one, any one of those.
Number 3.
Then the most obvious, podcaster. There's a built-in audience. They know you. They know your job history. They want to hear the stories.
And you better have some good ones because the days of having good on the road stories are slowly coming to an end. And then culture's different.
You just got to know how to monetize once you get motion.
There it is.
Monetize your motion. Hashtag. And I if somebody steals that, and boy, OYA, PAFN.
Oh yeah. All right. So AEW Full Gear is coming up this Saturday. We're not going to do it. You know who ain't going to win because the card is still actually being built due to all these tournaments that are popping off.
Facts.
There is a fatal 4-way tag match for the Women's World Tag Team Championship.
Tag team back again.
And the winning team in the semifinal match gets to choose a stipulation for their semifinal match. Right, so the winning team chooses stipulation for their semifinal match in the tag team title tournament. So the 4-way match, you're going to have the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, taking on the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, taking on the Timeless Love Bombs of Mina Shirakawa and Timeless Tony Storm, taking on Marina Shafir and Megan Bain, the Megasis, if you will. I will say the women tag tournament has gotten a lot better than what it looked like on paper from the get-go, and they're really trying and doing good work. I will say this: after Blood and Guts, they need to stay away from Blood and Guts and just stick to the tag matches and the individual title matches.
I get the need for equality and inclusion. Everything doesn't necessarily have to have a counterpart.
Yeah, just because they do it doesn't mean it's cool for you to do it.
I mean, in the words of Moneybag Yo, no, it ain't Moneybag Yo, it's Finesse 2 times. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Blank them.
Darby Allin versus Pac. How do you feel about that one?
Which part? The fact that Darby Allin should probably have superficial burns on 45% of his body, or the fact that Pac now looks like an extra from Gangs of New York.
No DQ for the AEW TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher, the champion.
Wait. Why we can't get no Dairy Queen?
Huh?
You said no DQ. Why we can't get no Dairy Queen, fam?
Will you stop? AEW TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher, the champion, taking on Mark Briscoe. If Mark Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family.
I'm trying to figure out which option is responsible for better television.
Mark Briscoe as the TNT champion, or Mark Briscoe as part of the Don Callis family.
Right, because if I'm booking and writing television, I can probably get more out of him being a part of the Don Callis family, because I would make him the equivalent of a non-committed member.
Whoa, so it's wait a minute. Is Mercedes Moné the ROA? I'm sorry. Is Ultimo Moné the Ring of Honor television champion?
That is true.
Wow.
Yeah. Ultimo Moné is on the belt run of belt runs. Okay. Segue. So I have heard a lot of people. Oh, she's about to get another belt while we're at it. Go ahead, take a look at that. So,
wait, hold on. So she has a Ring of Honor belt. What belt is that? Because Red Velvet is the Ring of Honor World Television Champion.
I am not certain, because I don't believe.
No, I'm telling you.
No. I'm saying I'm not certain what that other belt is.
Aha, go ahead.
But the question has arisen with Ultimo Moné having all of these belts. How does this end? Like, what is the payoff? What's the end game here? Now, of course, you could go with what we told you, and I specifically laid out, is because a lot of this company's pay-per-views are centered around the idea of gambling, double or nothing, all in, all out, not Full Gear, not Revolution,
not Wrestle Dream.
But at least 3 of them. There's at least 3 pay-per-views.
But there's also like casino gauntlet matches, casino battle royals.
Right. A lot of this company's tent pole situations are based around gambling, and they're very familiar with Vegas
or betting on self.
Either all
as
the
case may be.
Yeah, no prop bets involved. What we laid out is a situation where somebody catches her slipping, and essentially she keeps trying to bet it back. And every time she bets it back, she loses more. You've already booked this, Wob. This was before we got to like 6 belts. You booked this. And it was a layup considering who you booked it for. And the payoff was going to be all in Texas against Athena, who's from Texas. Like, too much synergies, too much
because bitch,
Texas. So at this point, we have doubled the number of belts since then. So losing them all to one person still gives you the same problem. So this is how you wrap up a situation with Ultimo Moné and all of these belts. Take this current feud she has going on with Chris Statlander. Moné should cheat to an unreal level to beat Chris Statlander and become champ. I know, sounds crazy. However, now you can build Statlander as a person with a vendetta. And now you get footage of either Moné traveling to defend these other titles, or Moné starts to defend each and every one of these belts on weekly television, be it Collision or Dynamite, to where Chris Statlander interferes in every one of these matches as Moné continues to lose title after title after title to the people from the promotions that she is reigning champion of.
You could actually have one night where all the promoters for these other companies, especially the smaller companies, come for championships.
Come on with it. Come on.
And book match after match. It's not necessarily a gauntlet match, but everybody gets matches booked for their belts back.
And I'm essentially trying to do this over like a couple of months. But if you wanted to do it in an episode, yeah, sure.
Well, no, not all of them, but just enough to make it realize that, wait a minute, like there's a problem here. I had 13, now I got 6.
But look, here's why you'll love this. It hasn't been used in forever, but all you would need is someone to play, air quotes, a figurehead, an elected legal official type situation.
A commissioner,
a commissioner, a lawyer, whoever it is, to show up and say, Monet, you occupy these titles of these promotions. I have been given a summons that says all of these titles have lapsed on their 30-day window of defense. In order to not forfeit these titles, you will need to execute this schedule of title defenses, which gives you like
the following titles are.
Exactly. Read the list. It should give you at least 12 weeks of television. That's 4 months.
No. Months. You can do 6 weeks of television because you got 2 shows per week.
That part, but I want to maximize the viewership. So let's say it's all Dynamites. Let's just say it's all Dynamites.
So if you're doing it, so think about it. 12 months, or is it 12 weeks? Is 4 months or 3 months?
3 months, yes.
So if you're trying to use the 30-day rule, why would you stretch out one title for 3 months beyond that 30-day rule? So now you got 4 months between defenses for that one. You follow what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but there's only going to be one title that has to be defended in that window as far as overlapping. But the numbers we can even out the numbers to where it's like each 30-day window closes 1 week behind each other.
I mean, it's all relative anyway. So yeah,
we'll iron out the details to make the math do the math that math needs to do.
Jack Tunney, ooh yeah.
But you get where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Chris Statlander
really sharp shooting, but yeah, if we're going to do that, for us, it's got to make sense. Like, it cannot be convoluted.
Right. You will basically make the calendar where the schedule that she won all these titles on is basically 1 week after the other for 12 straight weeks. Yeah. Your 30-day windows of title defenses are going to close 1 week after another to where you have to show up to Dynamite to defend this title no matter what. And then Chris Statlander can essentially do whatever she wants to, cause her to lose or get pinned, give her a flat tire so she can't get to the arena on time and she forfeits the title. Like, you have all
lock her in the dressing room, she can't make the 10 count.
All of the above. And because all of these different promotions have these championships, they can set the rules to where all these titles can change hands no matter what. Do this for 12 weeks. To where the only thing she is left with is the AEW Women's Championship that now she has to defend and wants to defend because she wants to rid the world of Chris Statlander.
And it could be a loser. Well, you can't do lose leave town anymore because you could
because you can get Monet off TV for about 6 months after that. Just let her take a break.
Yeah, take a vacation because she has been working. That's right. No question. She's been working.
She'd be working 3 months straight with a storyline that paid off. That's a lot of TV time. That would be a perfect opportunity to take a break.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's all I'm saying. So if you want to know how to get out of it, I just gave it to you.
Now, speaking of casino, there are 3 money matches in this show. You got the national championship gauntlet match, which according to what we saw tonight, the very first 2 competitors will be Bobby Lashley versus Shelton Benjamin.
That sounds like the college football playoff.
Casino gauntlet match. You also have the $1 million trios match. Why are you putting up money? Like, why are we doing this? And then the people that you have in it, Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. The winners will receive a $1 million cash prize. That just has Young Bucks written all over it for all the woes and ills that they've had with money over the last 6 months.
And then it's such an unreasonable amount to put on a trios match. If that's the case, why wouldn't every world title match have $1 million? Have $1 million purse that goes to the winner.
Oh, how about this? You thought that was egregious. How about nothing says you're shitty to us than a trios match getting $1 million and a 4-way tag match getting $200,000 in a pre-show.
Wait, there's a $200,000 pyramid match?
Yes. Max Caster and Anthony Bowens versus the Bang Bang Gang versus Big Bill and Brian Keith versus the Outrunners. It looks like the Outrunners about to walk away with $200,000.
No, in real life, there is $200,000. Not in real life, but like you're not bullshitting me right now. That really is for $250,000.
Get $200,000. Yes, like they do these matches all the time.
Get off my line with that bullshit.
That's the other problem. I see this so much on Collision. You don't watch Collision.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? Like
now you see why.
The same reason you watch NXT.
Thank you. I'm not just doing this out of spite. I'm doing this for the people.
Brodito versus FTR for the AEW World Tag Titles. Hangnail versus Joe in the Steel Cage for the AEW World Title. Saturday Night versus Ultimo Monet for the AEW Women's World Title. And then I'm not going to even discuss what that last match is on the pre-show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's probably going to be naturally between the women's tag match for the the tag tournament and the gauntlet match for the AEW National Championship. There's going to be some there's going to be some more matches added to this card. So we'll figure it out literally at like 3 p.m. on Saturday if we're going to watch it or not.
That's
what it should be, man.
In the words of Iceman King Paulson, it bees
that way sometimes. Yeah.
$200,000 on a pre-show.
Bro, they do this on Collision on a Saturday night for free. They do $200,000 fatal $200,000 four-way match, $200,000 gauntlet match. Like it's just random.
So
sponsored by Juicy Fruit. What?
You know why that makes so little sense to me? And as you're telling me in real time, since I don't watch Collision, why would I wrestle on Dynamite for free when they doing $200,000 matches on Collision on Saturday? I would exclusively be on Collision.
Because you've never seen one on Dynamite, have you?
Ever. That's why I thought it was a joke.
No, the fact that you have
I thought it was a joke. I wrote it down in my diary that night.
The fact that you have two of these on the same card is crazy.
With the Young Bucks, you already know what that is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, you should probably give them a lower amount so it sounds like they're fundraising, like $50,000. Like make them earn it 50 at a time. That way the storyline actually seems like it means something. Or if you want to keep it real, it's $10,000 that they have to split.
Prop bet $10,000 for every V trigger. Yeah, BTE trigger.
How many super kicks will the Young Bucks hit in one match?
How many people will get the TK driver?
Will the Young Bucks wear Reeboks or Jordans?
Will the Young Bucks wear matching belts?
How long will the Young Bucks entrance take? Will there be pyro?
How long will the pyro last? These are things we got to know for our
will the Young Bucks hit the Meltzer driver?
Will the Young Bucks sign with the Don Callis family?
All prop bets. And because this is essentially the bum ass Corbin story told AEW style. There's so much that you could do with that particular story arc that I feel like is being left on the table from both sides, from Stanford when they did it, and obviously from what they're doing with the Young Bucks. Make it a reasonable real life amount that you really seem like you got to get it out the mud.
Oh, here's an idea. You want to advertise over in Stanford? You want to advertise someone who doesn't even work here a surprise in a tournament? How about you go get bum ass and bring him on over? Get MLW some spotlight. Hell, you had your one of your faces of your franchise working for MLW when AEW first started. Why not go back and revisit that? Well, Court Bauer, I'm sure Court Bauer would absolutely love to. Oh, there's a new world television champion.
So there's that. However, Court Bauer ain't fooling with them because they went to court behind this. Literally, no pun intended.
With AEW?
No, not with AEW. With Stanford.
That's what I'm talking about with AEW.
Oh well, that's common sense.
Yeah, go get him and incorporate him into the storyline with the Bucks.
But we have been saying this since AEW's inception. It was Kanos' job to collect the Infinity Stones of independent wrestling, to unite one gigantic conglomerate against the evil dark forces of Stamford.
The word of the day is unite.
Conglomerate. You got to conglomerate, and the way that my crew come together and conglomerate, we can unite as one and take down the evil forces of what happens in Connecticut.
I wish we were done right now, because I would say Mark Briscoe.
Indeed, you know what? I'll see what I can do about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, like that was the job you were supposed to do, and then you let the power structure change in Stanford, and they just said, okay, we're just gonna copy you, spend more money on it, because WWE is not. It's been a long time since they've been innovative. They're very reactionary. They're not proactive, they're reactive. So if they see something that works, they just hand sanitize it, put some more money behind it, cash out.
The fact that they relaunched the national championship when the NWA actually has one there in motion, and they try to literally gaffle the lineage and plan it into AEW simply because the affiliation with the network was there. That's not how lineages work.
Come on, bro. So that was Kanos' job. When you had the relationship with Impact before it went back to TNA, CMLL, AAA, even before that merger, New Japan, which I mean you have pretty much pimped to no end.
At one time, at the same time, you had New Japan, AAA, CMLL, and TNA.
You had the Forbidden Door right under lock and key, and then it should have been nothing but a conversation to get something on the books with MLW and NWA.
AAA has since been purchased by WWE.
Facts.
TNA is now in bed with an open door for WWE to buy them.
Yeah, they're ready for a threesome at this point.
They've been having bustos with TNA.
Yo.
Yeah.
The terminology right now is wild.
The 90s bite.
you got The Rock doing Instagram posts wearing New Japan shirts, so who knows where that situation is.
While you have the ace and the president of New Japan on AEW television. Now that's wild.
So you had an opportunity. You had one job. And we told you what that job was, so you can't say you didn't know.
And if you really want to do something good for this industry and bring up a champion, no one has gotten in bed with MLW. AEW let players play in MLW, but no one has gotten in bed with MLW.
I don't know if it's a personal thing or I don't know, but that just seems like something that would and should happen. And I'm still trying to champion for what is probably going to be the eventual endpoint, because if Stanford is aiming for AEW the way that we think they are and the way we've seen they are, and essentially trying to attack their ability to have another TV deal, at some point an AEW app is going to become a thing. Or at least I would think so. So in an attempt,
I will say this. If they were smart, they would already have the coding done for at least a shell or a working model of what it should look like.
You already have a blueprint.
Well, luckily, due to how you're filtering the content through a partner, you don't need one.
I get you.
At the moment, you don't need one. But if they pull that plug, you need, like Steve Austin said, if they close that door, you need to be ready for the afterlife.
Because you need to plan for life after what's going on now. These rights deals will not continue to climb if the product is underperforming on these platforms
at all.
WWE is underperforming on all these platforms that they have outsourced themselves to.
Sidebar. What's the show with Braun Strowman?
I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking to bring that up. It's called Everything on the Menu.
That show is done better than AEW and NXT. Was it SmackDown too?
Possibly. It's just a wrestler eating food.
Literally everything on the menu.
Which truth be told, like Braun Strowman is actually a qualified foodie.
And he's a big fella, so if he says is a strong possibility because of his caloric intake and his size that
he actually can eat everything on the
menu. he comes qualified, and it's not like in a fat ass slothy kind of way either.
It's one of those things where like you're checking multiple boxes, and Braun Strowman may have found his window to life after professional wrestling. See how that tied together? Well, look.
And let me cut this real quick. And talking about the life after. At the age of 95, pro wrestling announcer and former WRAL weatherman Bob Caudle has passed away.
Now you know why I said weatherman. Yeah,
Bob Caudle. And I was telling Suave, Memphis, because there was a let's see here, Memphis
10 representative.
Yeah,
not.
WMC Channel 5 in Memphis, the NBC affiliate, was the home of Continental and USWA, and their weatherman did the wrestling for years.
Okay.
And he was also, Jim Ross actually played him in what was the movie?
Gross.
What was the movie about? Who Andy Kaufman? The Andy Kaufman story.
Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon. Yes. So Jim, whoever I'm trying to remember what the announcer's name was. Dave Brown. That's his name.
Okay.
Dave Brown was also a weatherman. Who did the announcing?
See, I had a reason for that.
Yeah. So what's his name? Bob Caudle was the on-screen interviewer for Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling for NWA Pro. They did some syndication with NWA Pro in Chicagoland, and for a little bit, Jack Brickhouse of the Chicago Cubs broadcast team, and then also Johnny Weaver had a storyline where he was Dusty Rhodes was using the Weaver lock, which is a sleeper hold, and which also brought in Great Muta back in 89, 90 before actually when Dusty came back to WCW
with that boy Gary Hart.
Gary,
hey, I've been watching Throwback World Championship Wrestling, and I started somewhere. I think I picked up from like the beginning of '88, so I've been watching all of '88. By the time they get to where Gary Hart is cutting promos every week, it is the funniest of all time because Gary Hart really, really walks that line between heavily melanated and not quite so much.
Yeah, just enough in the street to let you know that he can get active, but he's wearing that suit and letting you know that he is also a boardroom guy. Please don't test him or call him an N-bomb.
It's like one foot on the sidewalk, the other foot into the crossing.
Yeah, I wish we had access to Mid-Atlantic stuff because there's a lot of good stories came out of like Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat as the U.S. Tag Team Champions, the U.S. Tag Team Champions.
So why do I feel like that's on there though?
It could be Greg Valentine and Roddy Piper had a blood feud that spewed into the first Starrcade through Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
I feel like Mid-Atlantic and Mid-South are on there. I'm going to confirm though. Keep going.
Mid South isn't the same because a lot of what made Mid South is like what made ECW, which is the music. At any rate, through all that Mid Atlantic stuff in the '85 through like '88, and I think you said Bob Caudle called Great American Bash with Jim Ross in '89, correct?
What? Say what you just said one more time.
I thought you told me that Bob Caudle called the Great American Bash with Jim Ross in '89.
In 90.
90. Okay, there you go.
That's the one, and you'll know I know this because that's where Sting became World Heavyweight Champion for the first time. There
you go, against Flair.
Bing bong.
So there you go. So rest in peace to Bob Caudle. We're gonna do a 10-bell salute. In true pro wrestling fashion, we're gonna jump into character, and I am gonna ask Mark Briscoe to take us to the house.
All right. Just to confirm, there are apparently 6 seasons of Mid-South Wrestling and an additional 6 seasons of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
And that's on Peacock?
Correct. There's also Smoky Mountain. There's 1 season of Smoky Mountain Television, and then the Joke promotion, Southpaw. Go
ahead. Before we go, on the Mid-Atlantic, does it have the years?
So what I see is 6 seasons, episodes, and it starts with season 9. So it's like 1981. September 12th, 1981 going forward.
So everybody that you would know in the early days of the WWF and the NWA that became WCW.
Yeah, so it's basically 81 through 86.
Yeah, there's some pivotal people in that one. What about Mid-South? Was it showing that one? Probably the same time frame.
1 second. Mid-South, because I've tried to watch Mid-South before. Mid-South, starts in 81, goes through 86.
So that actually is most of, if not all of, the Mid-South stuff, because prior to that it was NWA Tri-State.
History lesson.
That became the Mid-South or Mid-South Sports that was run by Bill Watts. So
then just for shits and giggles, there are 7 seasons of World Class Championship Wrestling that goes from 1982 to 1988.
And you do not get the good stuff. You get spatterings and smatterings of that stuff because, again, as I've told you back in season 1 and 2, there was a separate show that was known as Championship Sports that was on KTVT on Saturday nights that went head up against Saturday Night Live. Every week you had a best 2 out of 3 falls match for the main event, and it was being broadcast from the Tarrant County the Will Rogers Civic Center in Tarrant County in Fort Worth, Texas, which is now the Dickies Arena.
And there's 9 seasons of not 9 seasons, 9 episodes of AWA from. There's one episode in March of 86, and then there's January through March of 88.
Yeah. So
for what reason I do not know.
All you're going to see there is probably the Midnight Rockers. You'll probably see a little bit of Kurt. Actually, you'll see a lot of Kurt Hennig. You probably see a little bit of Scott Hall.
You are absolutely correct. Like you're 3 for 3 so far. There's 2 more. 2 more that I need you to name, and I'm certain you can name these.
I'm sure Rick Martel is going to be in there because he's a world champion around that time.
True, but that's not who I'm looking for. There's 2 WWE staples for soon after this that are on this list. I'm looking at pictures of them right now. One's a tag team, the other's a singles competitor.
Okay, so here's one I was going to throw at you. It's going to be on there. Sherry Martel.
You're probably correct, but that's not who I'm talking about.
All right, so you said one's a tag team.
Yes.
The Road Warriors.
No.
Really?
No, 88. They're definitely in Crockett.
Oh, okay. Because you said 86. Okay.
This is 86, and then January through March of 88. The Road Warriors are, World Championship Wrestling
Sergeant Slaughter
from like 86. Yes, that's the singles competitor.
That's Sergeant Slaughter's singles competitor.
Hit the bell for yourself.
All right. Tag team. Give me a hint, but don't make it low-hanging fruit.
They're really good friends with Good Try Terry.
Oh, you're not talking about Jumping Jim Brunzell and B. Brian Blair, are you?
Wrong friend group.
Oh, Nasties?
Yes. There you go.
In AWA?
AWA, the Nasty Boys are in action.
Wow.
March 19th, 1988.
Because I was gonna, if it was the Killer Bees, I was gonna contend that they were actually already in the E by that time.
So yeah, it's some very cool stuff that's tucked away in the cockles of the cock pause. But this is why we're like, we hate losing stuff out of the library, because when you're tired of the actual WWE modern day product, you can go back and watch that and start piecing stuff together.
Yeah, if you want to get some history lessons on the people that you watched in the late 80s, early 90s, especially when Royal Rumble started really popping off, go watch Mid-Atlantic. Go watch the AWA. You would bridge a lot of early gaps. It's like going to Summer Jam and getting this. You got your baby picture behind you. That's what that is.
Jim Crockett NWA, which is going to be under your WCW tab, the weekly syndicated show, World Championship Wrestling. I mean, it's just there's a lot more than what they might let you be led to believe. So that's why we hate the fact that they keep jumping from provider to provider, and it seems like every time they do that, they shrink the
library.
They shrink the library. So yeah.
So at any rate, rest in peace, Bob Cottle. This 10 bell salutes for you. Mark Briscoe, take him to the house.
See, what I need y'all to do right now is conglomerate. I need you to like and rate and share and tell a friend. And then when you get on the telephone and you tell that friend, you hang up and you send them a text message that tells them to tell that friend. And then after a day or two goes by and you've had a chance to marinate in your newfound broken pencilness, you call them back and you say, tell that friend again.
What about subscribe?
Well, that goes without saying. If you're going to conglomerate, you got to subscribe. Heads up. Pencils down. Yeah, straight like that.
Rest in peace, Bob Cottle. Let's go.
Don't you ever in your life hit them bells.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.